for your very first time doing it, I think you're doing excellent. It is not easy to do play-by-play analysis. It's not. It takes time. It takes effort. I still stumble. I've been doing this for 15 odd years. It's been a while, but I've been doing it for a long time. I still stumble. All right, we're going to do a quick little halftime show. I don't remember which mic is which. I don't think it really matters. The hard part for you, Tyler, is going to be you have to kind of bounce around a little bit to see both sides of the pitch. I've been kind of trying to drape this around the back of Joni so I'm not like in her way. All right. All right, welcome back to the halftime show here. We just want to talk a little bit about what we witnessed in that first half to kind of give you a little semblance of what might happen in half number 2. Joni, your takeaways from what you saw.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine that Oak Park was the dominant team for the first couple of minutes of the first half because Truman definitely, it didn't take long for them to quit, to take over and really string together a lot of passes. The back line was tremendous. Hopefully they'll bring that back in the second half, but Oak Park may be coming back with a different mindset, so we'll see how the rest of this game plays out.
What were you seeing from that midfield there when we looked at the game?
They definitely seemed in tune with each other, especially Sandoval and Burton have been playing together for a while, so Schramm having that sort of leadership as a freshman is definitely, it's really good for him. The passes are beautiful. They're crisp. The ball control between the three is amazing. So hopefully they'll carry that into the second half. But I look to see some great things coming from those three as the season progresses.
It has been a dominant first half. 3 goals. You're up 3-0. Think back on your athletic career. When you look back, have you ever felt in a position where you just thought you couldn't lose?
Yeah, there have been some games that are just like, man, like nobody can stop you. A particular player I would like to point out, Charlie Burton. We discussed her a lot in the first half, but she has really established this dominance on the field. She can't be stopped. The defense is slacking off of her a bit too much, and she's comfortable with it. She's shooting shots from the 20, and she's really pulling the team in control and just togetherness. Her leadership is definitely showing.
All right, that wraps up our analysis of that first half. In the second half, Tyler Karras will be taking over your play-by-play. Joni will continue in the booth providing the color analysis. There's about a minute and a half before we rejoin you guys. You want to pass that roster over to Tyler so he can kind of used to the names. Midfield, the numbers you're looking for. 17 is Sandoval.
17 Sandoval.
4 is Burton.
4 Charlie Burton.
10 is Schramm.
Schramm.
That's your midfield.
Schramm midfield.
Number 2 is Zayafat. She's been coming up down that wing.
Up down the wing.
Lassard and Reyes. Lassard is 20.
20.
Reyes, I believe, is 14.
Reyes, 14.
That is your 2 defenders.
Vanessa?
Yes, those are your 2 defenders. Like when they clear it out, like when they get back, they're the 2 defenders that are clearing it out. In the attack, your front 3.
Front 3.
Reagan Getman is 11.
Reagan Getman, 11.
Riley Smith is 7.
Riley Smith, 7.
And is 15.
Laney Smith is 15. 15? Yes, 15. 4.
Those are the numbers.
Those are the numbers. Okay.
Those are the names and numbers that have been played. They may sub some people on and off. I don't know. You'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. If I notice anything, I will try to let you know. Okay?
All right.
Don't forget the 50-50 raffle going around for
Do you know what you want to say here to start, Beth? What do you want to say? Before we start, what are you going to say?
Welcome back. This is the second half. Let's continue. Truman still hoping to put on the pressure as Oak Park's thinking about maybe trying to stop some of the more offensive players.
If we wear the counterattack.
And be careful of that counterattack, which is proven very, very deadly. Welcome back, guys. It's the second half. Truman is in a 3-0 lead. Truman so far looks like to continue the pressure. Oak Grove may be trying to stop them. I presume that's their goal in this half. Stop them, score some points on the board, and maybe get this thing back in their favor.
Yeah, ball's just kind of hanging out in the middle of the field right now, kicking it around. Hopefully Truman will regain possession here in a little bit. And we see the midfield taking over.
Number 4 seems like it's getting right. Oh, pass deflected by one of the Oak Grove. Truman has it again. Number 7, Rayleigh Smith going up for the offense. It looks close to be out.
Approaching the corner. Out of play.
Out of play. That looks like it's Oak's ball. Yes.
Oak Grove, there's the throw in. Here comes their mid defender. They're trying to. Their kicks just aren't that strong.
They seem to be really wanting to play some offense right now. Truman's defense is kind of struggling. Deep back. Number 10 has it. Schramm.
Yeah, Schramm coming out as a freshman definitely has a lot of nerves coming as the first game starting varsity. It's a big deal, but she has not showed that nerve at all. She really has.
Deep kick blocked. Looks like Truman has possession again. Sandoval just trying to keep control. Passes it up the middle. And
shot just off.
Just off. So, what did you see on that offensive play right there for Truman?
I think the ball is still a bit in a sort of scramble phase. Oak Park is just sort of kicking it around. They can't really seem to string together any passes. Number 7, Riley, a junior, is able to regain one of those passes, and she took a shot. It was just off, however. The ball is back in play, and the midfielders are back working, hoping to hopefully get a goal here pretty soon. They've definitely established their dominance throughout this whole game, and they continue to do it in the second half as Oak Park really hasn't seen their side of the field yet.
Truman just sort of keeping it down back with number 8, Priya. It looks like right now they're just really trying to keep possession and just let Oak Park have the ball. As we can see now,
Truman just looks incredibly strong, not only on offense, but especially on defense. A big thing about the first season game is knocking off a lot of that rust. A lot of players are not quite in soccer shape at this point. Just
number 15, Laney Smith, just not even close.
He's really put them into an offensive style defense. Typically, there will be 4 defenders whenever a team is trying to defend heavily, but he's noticed that it really isn't the case with this team against Oak Park right now. They're doing a tremendous job offensively. So,
correction on that missed shot. It was Charlie Burton, number 4, just missing the shot. Again, Oak Park just can't get anything past that defense. I really feel like Tovar's built that defense. How about you?
I do. Oak Park has had a lot of opportunities, a lot of good breaks that they can send the ball down the field. However, they're really just not following through with it. Truman's just, like I said, backline defense built for them.
Number 10, Maria Schramm, just trying to keep the ball out of Oak Park's.
Schramm crosses it into the box, not able to get it. And a goal kick will be the next move. Their ball control just doesn't seem to be on point. It doesn't really match Truman's defense at this point. It's kind of just lots of heavy touches coming from the other team. It's really helped put Truman into this attacking position that they've been in all game.
Oak Park's ball. It looks like they've kind of got something past the defensive back. As you can see, number 11, Getman, is trying to not let them get any further, but looks like right now it's just, again, it's just trial and effort right now. I mean, being in this 3-0 start, it has to put a lot of emotion into Oak Park. How do you think they would be able to come back from, well, this rough 3-0 start?
You know, again, it's really hard whenever a team is down this much. It's tough to kind of come out of that hole that they've really dug themselves. Your effort, your motivation starts to get down. Halftime is really a good time for these teams to recollect, come back out in the second half with a different mindset, different game plan. However, it seems like they weren't able to do that. They have came out pretty much the same as they left first half, and Truman is continuing to highlight on their mistakes that they're making.
Number 11, Reagan Getman, just trying to keep the ball in range, but a little bit out short. So it will be Oak Park's ball.
Seems we have a sub. Number 12, Reyes, replaces number 10, Schramm in midfield, along with Rochelle and Charlie Burton still in that position.
Get another ball deep back, that looks like 20.
Mercy Lassard is doing such a good job in the back line of defense. For her small stature, she really doesn't show a lot of weakness in her. She tends to be the wall whenever the ball is kicked back in that position. So hopefully we'll see more of this strength as the season progresses.
As of right now, it looks like Oak Park has finally got something out of Truman's defensive back, but it looks like number 8
could be trouble for Truman.
Kaylee
there goes
Perea.
Mercy.
And number 20.
Gaining possession for Truman again.
Sard is just continuing up, trying to keep that defense hard, just so that way they can't score. Timeout right now as we have an injured player from Oak Park down on the field.
Yeah, that was a tough run that she had 3 players on that one Oak Park player. Man,
This does not look good. We really hope this isn't something serious. We'll go to break.
And we'll be right back.
And here we're back. Looks like Oak Park's player is actually able to get off the field, walking with some support of Oak Park's crew. What does this have to do to Oak Park? Losing one of their star players, and now as it looks like Oak Park is now carrying their player. We really hope this isn't serious.
Yeah, man, that must be tough, especially the first game of the season. Having an injury right off the bat can really put a damper on not only that individual player season, but on the whole team as well. With Oak Park down this whole game, it kind of just digs that rut a little deeper. Maybe they'll come out of this injury with a sense of motivation to regain a couple shots that they have lost in these past minutes.
Pass to number 12, Reagan Getman. Rhea. Correction, it is Rhea. Rhea Hacker.
Okay.
Rihanna Hacker. Correction again. Number 7 on Oak Park has possession right now. Oh, correction. It is Truman's ball, number 9. And that
Addie
is
Simpson throws it into 14 on the back line.
14 kicks it up, passes to number 4. That is Charlie Burton. Again, she's passing out to the middle. She kicks.
Beautiful kick.
Oh.
Charlie Burton just continues to show her dominance in this field. Her strong leg has really gotten off a lot of on-goal shots throughout this game. It's silly for Oak Park to really give her that much lenience on defense.
Number 17, Sandoval has ball again. Truman's side. Looks like they're trying to keep up the pressure. Charlie Burton passes again up to number 17. Sandoval trying to make another goal, but Oak Park's goalkeeper is just not letting them get this.
Little hopeful shot there by Sandoval, but this late into the game with a score of 3-0, you really gotta try these shots that she just railed off there. That's how you establish yourself as a player, is taking these risks, and it was an on-goal shot. So
number 9 just trying to stop the ball from going anywhere. Number 12, Hacker again, just trying to play some defense, not let the ball get down, and it looks like the ball keeps going into the backside, and as Truman's defense continues, our offense looks even more fired up and getting ready to make this extra goal. Number 17, Sandoval again, getting ready to pass up.
Open shot.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Pass deflected. Ball going to Truman's side again.
Man, that was such a good shot.
Number 12, Hacker
Valerie.
has again, passes back down to number 9, Addie Simpson. Passes it up again to number 7. Ball is in the air, and it looks like it is going to be out. Oak Park's Truman's ball. Number 9, Adam Simpson throwing it into number 14. That is Vanessa Reyes. Passing it up to number 12 again. That is Rihanna Hacker. It looks like, goal up. And it looks like number 17 just up. Missed the goal.
Are you lucky tonight? The drawing for 50-50 raffle is completed. The number is 18500.
The ball is kicked and is out again by Oak Park. We are still on Truman's side. Earlier in this game, we saw a good shot by Valerie that just crossed into the box, but there was no one there to rebound. What's your take on that?
It really does look like Truman is trying to keep the offense and just keep Oak Park sort of in a mix. Oak Park has the ball going deep against the Truman side. Truman with the defense, passing it to number 17, Sandoval. Sandoval passes it down to number 12, and that is Hacker kicking it out. And Oak Park actually was the one who kicked it out. Truman has the ball again.
One more time, the lucky number is 18500.
Something else notable, a lot of teams, their back line of defense, kind of whenever the ball is in their territory, just kick it out. Something notable that we see in Truman's back line deep, these goal kicks. It's good. It's a great opportunity for them to take. However, they haven't really been able to capitalize on these as Truman's defenses. So, follow through. Oh, God. Just missed a shot. There was a shot from left field into the goal. Followed up by number 15. Was not able to put it into the goal. However, Truman does have a corner kick.
Burton on the corner kick, not number 15. That was number 4, Charlie Burton.
Crossed into the box. Not quite, a little overshot. However, they're running back to get it. Zayafet retains possession for Truman High School. And it'll be a throw-in for Oak Park. They cannot get it out to their side of the field. Truman is just too dominating.
Truman
We see
stole the
Charlie
ball
Burton.
again, passing it down to number 7. That is Rayleigh Smith.
There's a shot that was just a bit off goal. It is now a goal kick for Oak Park. Yet again, Truman's taking some great shots. Their follow through right now isn't exactly strong. However, it is the first game. Hopefully, we'll see that rebounding action as the season progresses. But with a 3-0 lead right now, they do have some wiggle room to maybe work on these types of things.
Number 20 deflecting another pass, trying to keep the ball out of dangerous territory for Truman. As it looks right now, the ball is still in play. Oak Grove kicking it towards Truman's defense again. And as we appear to see, we have another pass to the left. That is number 7, Rayleigh Smith. Correction, that is number 2, Zayafet. Valerie Zayafet with the pass, trying to drive it down the middle. Number 12 again, Rihanna Hacker, keep pushing up on the offense. Turnover. Oak Grove has ball. Passing it back down, kicking it long. And that is number 12 with the hustle to get the ball. Stayed in. Correction, that is number 9, Addie Simpson.
Some good movement by Truman, putting together a solid string of passes. Midfield is just, they're continuing to dominate. They really have controlled the pace of this game. Charlie Burton with Riley number 7 and Rochelle Sandoval are doing a great job of maintaining that pace, that quick pace that Truman has had all game.
Charlie Burton trying to keep the ball for Truman. It looks like the defense again has put it up, and another turnover, Oak Park's ball. Oh, number 7 just turned over the ball. That is Rayleigh Smith going for the offense, passing it back down to Rihanna Hacker.
Sandoval utilizing her back line of defense to get the ball out of some of that chaos that was in the midfield there at the moment. Looks like Oak Park has a bit of an opportunity now for a fast break. Lassard putting a little physicality in there.
Lassard with the ball, trying to rush up the middle. Oh, turn of Oak Park's ball, and it looks like there is a foul on the play. It's going to be Oak Park's ball. So right now, what do you see on the offense for Oak Park?
Not much, I hate to say it. They do seem like they have a bit more spark than they did the first half. However, they really just they can't get it back on their side of the field. Truman just continues to dominate. It does seem like the game sort of has slowed down a bit on Truman's side. However, the fundamentally soundness is still intact with the team. There's about 20 minutes left in the second half with the score still 3-0.
Now, would you say it's the energy has gone down in Oak Park, or just the defense from Truman is just keep building on that energy with that 3-0 lead, just trying to maintain?
Well, I think it is late in the game. Players do start to get a bit tired, but I think the second part of the first half did pick up a lot of energy, a lot of flow with Charlie Burton and the rest of the players' goals. That really put a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy into the team. So maybe coming out of half, they haven't had a goal quite yet. But if they pick it up, I do believe that energy will sort of follow. Right now, it's kind of stop and go. There's a lot of calls being made by the refs. So we'll see what comes of these next 19 minutes left.
Oak Park has ball. Almost another turnover by Truman, and that is out. It appears to be Oak Park's ball throwing. Number 17, Rachel Sandoval, just keep trying to play defense. Oh!
Ball's in the corner of number 15, making a break. However, cleared by...
Oak Park has ball. Let's see if they can get something started here.
Sandoval slacked off there a bit in the defense, but no matter, because the back line of defense for Truman is able to make up for those sort of mistakes.
Vanessa Reyes is just, again, playing that hard defense, not letting any real ball just go out of that back. Now, would you say that's an improvement from what we've seen at the first few minutes of this game?
Coming through the corner, Zayafet was able to kick it. We're back in midfield. Yeah, I do see it as an improvement. I mean, like I said, it is the first game, so seeing those, they are sort of putting more strings of passes together, in my opinion.
Oak Park's ball on the left side midfield, looking who to throw to. Ball is now in play.
Zayafet continuing to be quite mousy on the defensive side. She's able to gain a lot of possession from the Oak Park's mistakes such as that. Really a tremendous job. There was a shot on goal there by Mercy Lassar. However, it was a bit flat, retained by the Oak Park keeper. Punting it down the field. There goes the defense again with a possession.
Now it looks like they moved Lassard into the midfield. Sandoval with ball, passing it back down to her defense. Riley Smith having control of the ball, passes it back down to her defense again. It looks to me like, wouldn't you say that their defense is just sort of helping them with their offense?
Yeah, their defense, you could tell they're kind of getting tired. And, again, that's coming off of the offseason. A lot of players aren't quite in soccer shape yet. However, this sort of shows more for Oak Park. Their press isn't as intense as it could be in terms of Truman's. And they definitely have been slacking off here in this last half.
Oak Park's ball, getting ready to kick it deep. Maybe something will go on. Truman had possession back to Oak Park. Truman's defense rushing down for the ball. The defense has let the ball go into the...
Abba Morton getting a little bit of action there. Hasn't seen the ball in a while on this side of the field, but she was able to get a foot on it. However, Truman is back in possession going down their field. And the ball is kicked to the corner, looking for a cross. Zayafet is able to sprint and retain that ball. She's struggling in the corner now with the defense. However, it's back, and the ball is out of play.
It looks to be Oak Park's ball. Again, throwing it in. The ball is now in play.
Lassard coming up. And the ball is retained. There goes Charlie Burton crossing the field, number 15.
That is Lainey Smith.
Lainey Smith.
Ball getting ready to go to the downfield again, but Truman's defense was ready, and Oak Park just sort of fell short there.
Reyes able to get the ball, passes it to Schramm, who they had now put in the back. Tovar's really moving his players around, it seems, with this 3-0 score right now. What's your opinion on that? What have you seen in the defense that has maybe been new from the first half to now?
I think what Tovar's trying to do is he's putting different people in the backfield, switching it up, and not letting the same player just sort of stay there and get a little bit stiff. They're trying to keep it loose and sort of free, so that way the defense is still able to keep that strength and not let anything go too dangerously close to their goal.
Yeah, I agree. Coming out, first game, a lot of these players he's now playing are fairly young, so just trying them out in different positions. This is definitely the time to do it with a 3-0 lead. And just getting comfortable with different positions. You never know whenever an underclassman might have to step up in a position they've never played before, especially in high school ball. It's very common to be playing out of position like some of these girls are.
Definitely having a few seniors up there is really helping these girls understand how to build leadership and what roles they need to take on as they progress. This is just a first game, but it looks to me right now as if they're playing on a solid mid-game.
Charlie Burton comes up, left field, just misses the goal. Man, she is really flexing her strength right there. It just kick from around the 20-yard line, just missed it.
It must take some strong legs, even at the 20-yard line, to try to even attempt to make a shot down there. It seems to me it's Truman's ball, but going back down to the defense again. That is Vanessa Reyes still playing down the defense, keeping the ball, making sure that it does not go too deep.
And it is now Oak Park's possession on a throw-in.
This is one of the deeper balls that
Number
we've seen
20.
all night, but it does appear that Truman's still just trying to keep it up. Truman's possession, Oak Park's turnover again. Truman has the ball yet again, kicking it up towards the midfield down in Oak Park's territory.
Lassard again showing her little strength that she has as she attains the ball. I mean, she's a forward, but she acts more like a defender the way that she's able to wiggle around a lot of these players and deflect the ball from their possession. It's quite impressive. Pass to Addie Simpson on the wing. That was a good move. Coming up on the goal, she passes it to midfield to Lassard. There goes Zayafet.
Back to her defense. Oak Park's trying to get something going for them, but they just can't with this amount of energy and connection that it seems that Truman has right now. Trying to pass it up to maybe Lassard again. And
Burton regains possession, crosses the field to Sandoval.
Oak
And
Park turnover, trying to get the ball deep.
And it is not matched to Truman's defense. Again, acting as a wall. They will not let anything pass. It's tremendous seeing this type of strength coming out first game. Truman High School has really knocked the rust off quite fast.
And you also have to wonder if that's really due to, is this like a pressure game for them? Which right now with a 3-0 lead, I feel like if they just continue playing how they are, I feel like they'll be in good shape for the season.
We see Simpson taking it to midfield. Possession by Oak Park. It seems they've been able to put together a string of 2 passes, but that's about it. Truman defense comes back in. And there's a handball by number 16 on Oak Park. It'll be
Truman's ball.
It'll be a free kick. Again, Charlie Burton coming up. Powerful leg will take this free kick for Truman High School.
How important is it to get this 4-0 lead in this game?
You know, at this point, there's 11 minutes and 30 seconds left. While it would be nice to always get that bigger lead, it isn't quite essential. I think right now they're really just trying to focus. Charlie Burton just misses the goal. Didn't quite get it, but still a powerful kick. But at this point, it just gives them more wiggle room to try to implement new players in different positions and really work on different skill sets that they might not be able to within a tighter game.
As we can see right now, it's just Truman's defense really putting up the biggest threat for Oak Park. They're trying to get a rhythm going, but again, with that defense, Vanessa Reyes just not letting anything through. It's really become a battle of, can we get something past the defense for Oak Park?
Burton takes it to midfield. She passes it. Oak Park just can't retain a possession. There are a couple of hiccups that Truman has done as far as their passes that Oak Park has had potential to capitalize on, but they just haven't yet.
That defense down in the back is really helping Truman right now, not really giving them that deep threat as if you may see in another team. Oak Park's ball, passing it loose. Truman has it again. Truman
Simpson coming up.
20-yard line, passing
Takes
it.
the shot into the
Tent
box.
blocked. Truman's rushing to get possession, so is Oak Park. Truman has possession, passing it back down to their defense. The defense kicking it up, trying to get another score going, maybe, hopefully try to close the game once and for all.
In the backfield, passes it to Burton. Burton's making her way down there. We see just no pressure on that. She's too vital of a player to back off like that, and especially with Charlie's strong legs, she has showed that she can make it from the 30-yard line to the goal. So applying that pressure is essential if Oak Park wants to get back into this game.
Now, how would this game help Oak Park really grow as a team and possibly become a bigger threat later on in the season?
Well, losses always do help shape a team. It definitely highlights the things that they need to work on. Maybe they'll go back and work on their defense more. Oh, just misses goal. But it does help a team sort of grow fundamentally, just highlighting the things that they need to get better on. So maybe they'll go back and reevaluate, and then whenever Truman meets them for the next round of playing, they'll come back with a different mindset. But it is the first game of the season, so teams can be differently. They can definitely be transformed. Dangerous position for Oak Park as Truman has it in the goalie's box, not letting out any possessions. Cleared just a bit.
Truman's defense playing a little bit loose as there's no real threat going on right now. Oak Park has the ball, maybe trying to see if they can get some open field advantage, but again, is not able to, as Truman's offensive players, as good as they are playing on offense, they've also helped step up on defense. Oak Park's ball again, and it looks like
it'll be a goal kick here for Oak Park. Seems as if some subbing is being in action as of now.
Deep pass trying to threaten Truman's defensive core again.
Oak Park they aren't in attack mode right now. Those types of goal kicks that are sent to the midfield are good kicks. However, there's just nobody on the backside for Oak Park to pass it off to. They're all behind.
The one person that looks like Oak Park is really trying to test is Vanessa.
An amazing shot by Charlie Burton. We see her dominance. From the corner of the 20-yard line on the left side of the field, she's able to propel it straight into the right top corner of the goal. That is incredible.
And Truman has taken another 4-0 lead with 7 minutes and 31 seconds left. It looks like this game is starting to wrap up, but I think Oak Park is going to try to keep pressuring that defense. Like I was saying earlier, they keep trying to pressure Vanessa Reyes, and it's just not sort of working out.
That is Charlie's second goal of the season. A tremendous stat starting out of the first game. And there she is again at midfield, keeping up with the defense as she passes it to Merciless Sar and back out. Rochelle showing great control of the ball as she wants to show her strength. Just missed on the left. A bit hopeful, however. Like I said, with these types of leads, you got to try these things. You got to work to sort of perfect and polish these skills that you think you have before you hit these bigger games coming up later in the season.
Right now, it just seems to be like all Truman. Without any really goalkeeping going on in Truman's defensive side, how do you think that's going to shape them going on to the season?
I definitely feel like a win in the pocket is great for the confidence side of a team. It also does show them sort of what they need to work on. And playing a team like this with the weak defense, it kind of seems like, you can get a bit in your head because of it. However, Truman has been able to stay level-headed, and just having this win, to this great start to a good season is nice to have in the back pocket going on further with more games.
Oak Park passing it to each other, trying to see if they can get something going, trying to keep testing that defense. Again, Truman has possession of the ball now and is looking for another fifth goal, but just barely misses it. Number 12, Rihanna Hacker just barely misses the goal, far left.
We see it's starting to rain a bit here. The crowd is starting to to sort of wiggle around. In these types of situations, the game does tend to get a lot faster. The ball is slicker. The turf is a lot slicker, and it skids. And this late into the game might be a bit difficult for both teams as they're kind of drained of energy. We have about 5 minutes left in the game, so we'll see.
Getman again running, trying to chase that ball, but again fell short. How do you feel like that's going to affect Reagan later on in the season? Maybe its energy is drained down a little bit from this game, or?
I don't feel like the energy has necessarily drained down. I feel like the game has sort of evened out from the last part of that first half. However, Truman they still seem to be fundamentally sound in their footwork and their passes. So, I mean, especially for Reagan Gitman, who is a sophomore, an underclassman, it's good for her to get this confidence, this experience as a varsity player. So as she, not only for this season but next season, as she fills the role of an upperclassman, is able to carry these skills that she's learned on the varsity team up.
Oak Park was actually almost able to test their defense, but again, with that hard defense, coming up in a crucial moment that could have been right there. Truman now has possession again. Lost it. Oak Park has ball. Could be trying to test that defense once again, and Truman now has.
We see a scramble there as number 5 fights an Oak Park Northman.
Again, keep trying to test that defense. It just isn't working out for them. Truman's been able to come up most of the time from that defense and just sort of blocking them out of the. You can see this is a very Truman defensive heavy game, and I think their defense could continue to get better. How about you?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's improved. It does seem like Oak Park has side a bit. However, Truman still just isn't allowing it. Abba Mortensen, their goalkeeper, hasn't touched a ball nearly this whole half. But as Oak Park sends it down, Abba Morton comes up to punt it right back to a Northman, obtained by number 7, Riley.
Oak Park was able to get a ball through Truman's tough defense, but with a decent defense, we still have a decent goalkeeper, even though she has not seen much action this half.
And the rain's starting to pick up. The crowd is starting to clear out. However, the game will progress with only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Truman with a 4-0 lead. You know, you want to say that the game's never over. However, it's evident that we see Truman is dominating, and I don't see Oak Park coming back. They haven't really showed any sort of spark of them coming back and getting those 4 goals back, taking the lead. Mortensen comes up, punts it back down the field.
They're actually able to test the defense once again, Oak Park has, but again, a decent goalie is the main part of also a decent defense, which is why they've been able to get out of these tough spots lately. And it looks like Truman's defense, again, not letting them get closer to the
There
deep
we
field.
see Zayafet making her way down. Isn't able to catch up with the ball that went out of bounds. It'll be another goal kick for the Oak Park Norsemen.
Now, we also do have to wonder, is that actually a mistake, or just the rain making the ball and the turf too slippery in order to keep up?
I wouldn't call it a mistake. I mean, like I said, with the turf becoming slicker, and it's definitely late on in the game, and Zayafet definitely has put in her share of work with her sprinting. She's a quick player, and she has definitely showed that throughout this game. So giving up that ball this late in the game it won't hurt Truman.
Oh, Park again testing that defense. Another time able to get some pressure deep through, but Truman's defense trying to come up with another big play out of bounds. Truman, this will be Oak Park's ball closer to deep territory. We'll see if any more pressure is being put on, as Oak Park is just trying to score 1 goal. They still have work to build on, but at the same time, still is in this fight.
There's a minute approaching and a half. The score is still 4-0. Folks, this game is about over. It seems like Truman has just showed tremendous dominance. Not really expected coming from the first game. I mean, they really came out with a spark, and they maintained it throughout this whole game. What do you think Truman did right to really put themselves on a pedestal of a 4-0 lead?
Well, I think Tovar, what he did is he focused mainly on defense. as we can see so far, but not as much as offense as have defense. Offense has been a key part, but thanks to Truman's defense, I think Tovar was able to mold to become such a strength core as it is this game. I think it's really going to help them finish out this game and other games throughout the season. We can see Truman's defense continue to build and become more of a wall as more players recognize their goal.
3 seconds left in the half. Riley sends it down the field.
And that is game, folks. Truman has defeated Oak Park 4-0.
Thank you for tuning in with us.
We will join you for postgame. Continue watching.
Spin the camera, and you guys are going to do quick little post game.
I went to take it off and it fell over. Huh? Yeah, I moved though. My phone's fine.
Hello guys, we're back for post-game. Gonna sort of recap what happened out there. So, early on we saw Truman sort of still having that rust and Oak Park being the more dominant team. What really changed for those first few minutes into the game?
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to imagine that Oak Park had the lead within those first couple minutes because it didn't take long for Truman High School to take over. We hear the crowd cheering out there right now. A 4-0 turnaround from that point on. It's quite crazy. Tovar really switched his the defensive, the structure of it to more of an offensive side, rightfully because Oak Park just couldn't seem to get good touches on the ball. What do you think?
Not at all. I really feel like Tovar's molded that 3 wall and has just sort of let their offense just sort of play a little bit more loose, a little bit, I don't really want to say carefree, but a little bit, freely, and so they can rely on that defense. And a good defense does lead to great things happening later on in the season. If Truman's defense continues to play like this, I think we can still see more plays going on. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. And like you off of it, a great defense not only will lead to good things in the postseason, but it also gives a lot of leniency to the offense to try different things. We see that whenever Charlie Burton scored 2 games, she's really highlighted the team there and really carried the team in the goals. What's your opinion on her performance tonight?
Coming off first game of the season, trying to take off some of that rust, putting up a 2-point performance in the first game. Now that is actually stunning. Oak Park, definitely some areas to improve on. Letting a player like that go just carefree over the field, that's such a big mistake that sort of just Truman was able to capitalize. I think Truman has a lot of smart players on the team to read back on defense.
Yeah, I agree. There was definitely a lot of togetherness that we saw on the field, something that hasn't necessarily been predominant past couple years here at Truman. How we saw effective strings of passes coming through, a lot of teamwork, especially from the midfield. Charlie Burton, Rochelle Sandoval, and next games, Truman High School really kind of flex their strength as a team this week, and hopefully we'll see that carry into the rest of the season. So thank you for tuning in with us today. We'll see you next time.